Hi, hello, this is Jenny. We are looking the computer applications, computer science, information technology, as well as computer engineering also. So, all the majors have the same concept and same techniques when we are studying computer applications. So, next most important topic is languages. Before that we should know about that languages. So languages means in computer we can split two types. One is software, another one is hardware. Okay, so software as well as hardware. Just a moment. Okay, I can come back to the class. So software and hardware. So combination of both, we can work all the process or task in the computer system. So these are the basic things, software and hardware. So in this hardware we are going to see the languages. So programming languages only computer understands. So in this programming languages we can divide it into three parts. One is machine language, second one is assembly language, and third one is high level language. Let us see one by one. So here, hardware is the network, that is a physical connection of wires. Okay, and next in this part CPU we are going to see machine language, assembly language, and high level language. High level languages means right now we are going to study, or we are studying JavaScript, C sharp, Ruby, Java, Python, and then Swift, some other languages. Okay, so these are known as high level languages. This is the most important thing when we are doing some projects in the computer applications. And best example for high level languages, first languages is C or C++, that is object oriented programming languages. Oops, simply we can call it as oops. And C is different from this oops. C is full and full structure oriented languages. So it is not mingled with oops. Okay, that is not object oriented programming languages. Why we are using this oops concept means that is user friendly one. So right now we are seeing all the applications. For a best example, you are doing some work in that app. For a best example, government apps or private apps, or you're creating your own apps, for example Facebook, Google, and then electricity app, and customer, for example multi-level marketing app. So like this apps you're creating in this oops concept. So best languages they are using nowadays, we can see this .NET as well as Java. Okay, so basic Fortran and Java, COBOL, HTML, etc. HTML is for full and full designing purpose. So later we will see one by one. Okay, these are the high level languages. So how we can split this programming languages means, already I said there are two level of languages. Okay, high level and low level. So high level, it supports only object oriented as well as procedural, and low level, for example assembly language and machine languages. Okay, so these languages, when we see in this early days, when it was invented the computer, 1925 or 1930, 40 something, they will use this machine language and assembly language. Right now 2025 all are using object oriented languages. Okay, that is high level languages. And next, basic main thing we should know about when we do programming, or we are typing some coding in your app means, in your application means, or web page, you should know the two things. One is compiler, another one is interpreter. So why we should know about this compiler and interpreter? So compiler is a software program. Okay, so I'm studying high level languages. For example, I know Java or Ruby. Okay, so I'm making some codings in that languages. So for this application, to create some applications, okay, for the client. So I entered a lot of codings and I want to test. Okay, so test means I need some checking what a tester I need. So compiler is one of the checking tester, we can say like this. Okay, so I'm typing or creating a high level languages in the computer. So it translates my language, coding language, into a machine language, because already I said machine doesn't know the human beings languages what I am speaking. It doesn't understand it. It understands only the machine languages. So machine languages means I should give the high level languages. That high level language is going to convert into the machine language, which is low level language. Okay, so and the computer understands. Once the computer understands, and it will execute automatically. Okay, if it is any error in my programming or coding, automatically it will display on my web page. Okay, and next, this is the process of compiler. And next, interpreter. So interpreter is a program software. This is also one of the software, but the main thing is it is going to check one by one. So compiler is going to check all the codings within a single minute, but interpreter is totally different from that compiler. Okay, so it will check one by one. Okay, so one by one it is checking. That is the process of this interpreter. So it translates and executes codes line by line, so make it easier and debug. So I can debug the error easily. Okay, so if you are checking whole means we can split, or we can miss some that errors. But if you are doing line by line checking means easily you can understand in which statement or in which code that error can occur. Okay, and next, interpreter. So interpreter processes, I am giving source code. For example, I am typing a code in a Java program, so automatically it converts to the interpreter mode. Okay, so the interpreter mode checked line by line, and then it gives output to me. Okay, so if it is any no error in my coding means automatically it will display the output. Otherwise, if I have any error means immediately it will display the some message to me. Okay, and next, these are the process. Best example for when we do some coding. For here I am giving a C programming example. This is the compiler best example. Okay, so the compiler, what it will do, it will process, it will compile whole programming. Okay, whole coding, and it will display the error in below the page. Okay, so next, this is the best example for interpreter. So interpreter means line by line checking. For example, here I am writing a oops concept. For example, class. In one by one, line by line, it check if any error in this page, automatically it will display the error. Okay, it will not show the any output to me. Okay, if any error occurs means. And next, these are the best example for compiler and interpreter. Both can do. Here I am giving the small example, mathematical example for addition. I am giving two variables. So I am going to add these two variables. For example, you can give x and y, a, b, and s and j. Anything you can give as you like. Okay. So here I am giving the best example for a and b. So for a I am going to give some value, and b for going to some value. This a and b is going to add like a calculator perform. Okay. So the last statement, because I am using this print statement means, see, oops concept, I am using this statement print for output statement. So I need the answer a and b. Okay, so in this output, if you are running this program, automatically it will do the compiler processes as well as interpreter processor. Okay, so both it will do, and then if you click this run button, if you it will ask the a value and b value. Then we should give the input. For example, a10, b20, and automatically we will get the answer. If it is any no error means this program automatically produce the result 20 plus 10, 30. So your answer is will be 30. Otherwise, if it is any error means it will show this line by line checking. compiler it shows, otherwise interpreter also it will shows that error to me, and then hereafter I will check that error and rectify. Then again I should run this applications, then only I can get the output. So these are the process of this interpreter as well as compiler. So both are same, but when we do the compiler, the execution time will be same, easier, and the interpreter it will take little bit of time. So this is the major difference between interpreter and compiler. So when we do programming in our computer languages, we should know about the compiler and interpreter difference. Okay, so next class we can see. Thank you so much. Bye from Jenny.